Okay, hello, good evening, Supertrinis. Today's topic we're going to talk about what it is people's expectations are from a government in this country. And in my opinion, I think we have very low expectations. I think a lot of people have gotten so accustomed to decades and decades of below par performance that they are willing to accept pretty much anything from this government, or any government actually. They don't seem to understand that we have certain rights and there are certain things that we should expect from our government. We are the ones in control. When I ask people why they vote for PNM, why they do this, one of the main problems, one of the most common ones that come up, responses is, well, they pay for my education and stuff like that. I'm talking about young people, of course. Alright? And this really pisses me off. I'll tell you for several reasons. One, it just goes to show you what a mind job this government has done on our society, that they're willing to pick a government based on that one criteria, when there are many criteria you should be using to judge your lifestyle or your standard of living, not just the fact that they get free education. Alright? That's my main problem. Right? There should be more than one criteria. I mean, you can be getting education and then what, ducking bullets while you go to school? I'm not really understanding the logic of that. Secondly, is the quality of the education that they're basing their vote on. I mean, yeah, you get a free education, which is a good idea, by the way. Free tertiary education is a good idea. It's not available in many countries around the world. But then there's also the standard. Again, it's all about no substance for this government. They don't follow through on their promises, and they don't maintain things, programs, right? Or try to strive to certain standards, right? The other thing is, they're ignoring all the other things that are going on in this country. Healthcare problems, crime, all these other issues, just based on that one thing. And they're doing like if the government is doing them a favor. Alright? Let's put it this way. The country is earning, say, on average about $39 billion per year for the last 2 or 3 years. Probably a little bit less than that. Every year, it started since the oil prices went up in 2001, after September 11th. Right? For all those years, what have we really gotten for it? What is the return of value investment for money? Not much. Alright? Things are so bad here that this PNM government could essentially throw this electorate a bone. And the people are so content just with that. They say things like, well, I don't mind if you keep a million here once I get my road paved and this and... What? Here's this crazy notion. I have this idea where we accept no corruption. Right? Where did it become okay for someone to keep a little million if you want to do a little something for the people? I don't know how this mentality evolved in our society, you know. It's almost like they expect politicians to steal. And they actually think you're a good politician if you don't steal as much as the previous administration. That's actually that's the yardstick that we're going to right now. Where if you don't steal as much as the one that you didn't like, then they're a good government. Insane. Absolutely insane. One of the other things I have a problem with is these people who have this highfalutin perception of Manning, our Prime Minister. I don't know how they eat up this propaganda. I don't know how he managed to keep this information under wraps. The level of corruption that his family does. And I say family because whether you're receiving the benefits through nepotism from your dad, you're just as bad as him. You're a grown man, you could easily say no. Or a grown woman if you're his wife. Alright? There's too much stuff going on. Backhanded deals and issuing of contracts for companies the phantom companies, and it's absurd. It's beyond belief how this stuff is still under wraps. He always tries to appeal to, he targets different groups to get his votes, of course. The uneducated masses, of course, is the bulk of it, but then through different avenues. This whole trying to parade this image that he's this big Christian and so God-fearing and praying, and which is a load of rubbish. By the way, I'm going to provide a link here. Right, if you look at the top right of your screen, in the description of the video, I'm going to put a link to where, you know, the preacher Benny Hinn. I mean, you'd have to be living under a rock if you didn't hear about what Benny Hinn had said about his meeting with Patrick Manning. But if you haven't seen it, the link is here. You can check it out yourself. In the words of one of his the great speakers of our time, well, Christian speakers anyway, right? So for those who are into that kind of thing, you could see for your head for your own 2 ears. But it shows an indication of the kind of man, the state of mind of the gentleman in power. I mean, you'd think you'd want someone elected who's a little more stable, and certainly not going to see some kind of old woman or whatever she is. I have no idea. But there you go. Anyway, that's my take for this week. I just wish a lot more people would put a little more thought into their votes, put a little more understanding into what the repercussions of the vote are.